The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music.
Firebox R50-4, here to respond to 1, Charlotte 1. Engine 5, engine 55, engine 33. Truck 1, truck 49, medic 20, fuel com respond. Newgate Avenue, Burke Street, Hamilton, Greenfield, going far.
Welcome, everybody, to the Firehouse Podcast. Tonight, we are just on here pretty much. I'm going to be joined here in a minute with, from my son-in-law, future son-in-law, Mr. Seth himself, whenever he decides to come in, and also might have a pop-up guest, Brianna. But anyways, here it is.
Hello.
Welcome aboard.
What's going on?
Anyway, so yeah, this is the Firehouse Podcast. Just coming at you just to shoot the shit. And for anybody that's listening right now, we got, I think, 0. But it'll pick up. But anyways, yeah, we're going to be talking about whatever you want to talk about. Hunting, fishing, drinking. Hey, Brianna, do a thing. Everybody, Facebook.
Oh, you want me to share?
Yeah, I did.
Maybe. I guess I could.
Right now we have 0 listeners.
I'll put the Mexicans on. Everybody join.
Wow.
I'm on a fighter.
So just
Anyways.
on top of what already is.
So I am Bobby B, and this is Mr. Seth, my son-in-law.
How's it going?
And we decided to come on because I've had my daughter on a few times, and finally got Seth on here. If you see him disappearing for a minute, it's all right. He's drinking a sip of pop.
Do you want me to just sprinkle what's on there in already? What's on?
Yep.
Right? Okay.
But yeah. So, anyways, I don't know what you want to talk about.
Hell, basically, I don't know how so that's your camera. I've never done one of these.
Oh,
right?
really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
No.
All right, yeah, so this is the camera right there. Hi,
Okay.
everybody. And obviously there's a green,
Yeah.
but it's showing my Firehouse logo. And it would show the whole thing if it was lower than what it is. But anyways, so right now we're live on Facebook.
Okay.
We're live on YouTube. We're live on Twitch.
Gotcha.
And whatever else.
Okay.
And
That's
we
pretty
could
cool.
we could actually be live on like MBR, we could be live on whatever. But right now I just got for my podcast, I just do my personal like Facebook, my Twitch. I don't do anything on MBR's unless it was like for the radio show or whatnot.
All right.
Now if we get like different callers or people when they comment, it'll go right. It'll pop up. Like,
Oh, okay. That's
say,
pretty cool.
If Brianna would comment, it would pop up. It would be Brianna, and then I would click on it, and it'll actually show it up here. So everybody can see it.
Okay.
If it just pops up there, nobody sees it but us.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And everybody, it's his first time doing a podcast, so I'm kind of showing him the ropes. So just bear with us, and maybe you'll learn something too. We got 2 people watching right now. Say hi. Let us know who you are, and maybe a topic you want us to talk about right now. We're going to be talking about some hunting, fishing. Speaking of fishing, we still have to go.
Well, yeah.
Do some steelies.
I got some waiters,
Yeah,
for free. For free. That was a good time. Thanks to the boss,
Right? There you go.
Always a good pair of free waiters. But yeah, I mean, you still got, shit. I couldn't even reel one in the last time we went, so
Hey,
you're probably
Christian.
going to have to, what's up, buddy?
Who's that?
There's
Hey, Brent, what's happening, buddy?
Salsa recipes.
So we can go like this. and then it'll show right
Tomatillos.
there. So Brianna must have posted on there about the Mexican thing. 'Cause
Yeah.
he said salsa.
He's on it. He doesn't hesitate. Period.
What's
It's
up,
brutal.
Brent? Thanks for joining us again tonight. Christian, you too, buddy. Thank you, guys. What did you say? Take me with?
Right, fishing.
Hey, definitely. Have you ever went steelhead fishing, man?
Miss you too, buddy. But I know the last time we went was my first time. It was a good experience, but I definitely got to try it again.
Yeah, we
I
have
think
to.
I got to get up my own pole rigged up with it, so that way I have a better feel for it.
Not only that, but your drag wasn't working properly.
At all. It kept going. No matter how tight I made that thing, it was going. But that was the thing of it too. It wasn't even that big of a fish, and I'm used to catching catfish. So I don't know if I'm close enough to the thing, but I'm used to catching catfish, and they give a fight no matter how small they are. But the heavy ones really pull, and I've never had something take a line off with that quick before. Even walleye, you know, I've caught those before as well, and they've nothing compared to that. That thing took off. But oh yeah, I'm down to go again.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. Like I enjoy it, and he actually you got into two of them, didn't you? You stuck into two and lost both.
Both of them.
And then I got one, and Brianna was brain. I agree. Salsa recipe.
Everybody wants salsa recipes. It's just tomatillos, lots of them, and tomatoes, any of them, big ones or small ones, doesn't matter. Get you a good old handful, and get you a whole bowl full of tomatillos. Cook the tomatillos, and drain them. Put everything in a blender. Your seasonings that you like. If you want it spicy, you know, add more spices. A little bit of salt, pepper, and garlic. You know, a little S&P is good for me. And blend it all up. Put it in the fridge, and you got salsa.
There you go. And Tristan, wait till like once you land or once you get a bite from a steelhead, you get steelhead fever. Like it's freaking awesome, man. Like there's nothing like it. And we use like on my pole right now, I have it's either the 6, 7, or 8 pound test line, and use a jig and maggot, and like you have to know how to use that drag or anything, because if not, it'll break your line. Because you're catching. Well, what was my last one about? About 10, 15 pounds.
The last one that you did catch,
Yeah.
that one, about 10 pounds.
About 10 pounds, and I'm using like 6 to 8 pound test. So you have to know what you're doing. But yeah, definitely, we all need to do a man's day. And
Yeah, I'm down.
definitely go and spend a day. I mean, we went for what, a couple hours.
Brent don't go fishing no more. He's too worried about salsa. He don't go.
I thought Brent was an
Love
avid
you too,
fisherman.
baby. He was.
Love you too, bud. Oh, wait.
That's Bobby.
Oh, fuck you too. I mean, damn it. Dang it.
Ha ha! You did it before I did.
Yeah, love you, Robert.
I've been good so far. I haven't even said shit. Oh. Now I did.
$2 in the swear jar.
We're lucky we don't have one of those
Anyways,
here.
Bobby, my junior's joining us. He's went steelhead fishing with us. I think he was around 5. No, probably like 6 or 7 years old when he got his first one.
I used to go trout fishing with my old man up in the Allegheny Mountains in PA.
Right, that's what.
And
Steelhead
it
are.
was similar, but they were hand released, and they were small creeks and stuff. I mean, the biggest one that I ever caught was about this big, but my grandfather, my dad, and my uncle, they've all hooked into decent sized ones down there. I
Right.
mean, but it's cool. I like that, the concept and the aspect. It's definitely quick hitting than
Oh, yeah.
a lot of other fishing, especially out here. And if you're going fishing to Lake Erie, you're waiting a lot. But out here in these rivers, you know, if you got a good area that has a lot of fish in it, you're not waiting.
And anywhere,
You're not waiting at all.
Right.
You don't have time.
I mean, I've been out there, like, honestly, and you would catch one, and you would take it off, either release it or keep the females for the eggs. But as soon as you would throw it back in there, you would have one.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, it was that quick. I mean, we got, 2 bites and an actual catch when we went.
And it was literally probably only like an 8-foot creek, you know, stream.
Right. If anybody knows where
Arcola.
Arcola Creek is, right at the mouth, right there by the lake.
You know,
that's where we caught 'em.
technically fishermen aren't supposed to give their fishing spots.
And everybody goes there anyway.
Damn it.
I know a lot more though.
Hell,
Like,
that older gentleman that was there was definitely beating us on it because he was like, "Oh yeah, I already caught 3 before you guys got here," and then he kind of looked at us like, "Y'all are fucking."
and then he caught a how long was it? That pike.
Yeah, I can't remember how big he said, but right there at Ocola, I would love to catch one. That'd be awesome.
The one time I went down there with my buddy Bill, the one that taught me how to steelhead fish, we went down to Arcola and I caught a big ass, the junk fish. The ones
With the drum?
No, the ones they have at in Pennsylvania at the Causeway. Not perch.
With the carp?
Carp.
The Asian carp or just the regular
It
carp?
was like brown, golden brown color, like darker. But that thing was like honestly that big and probably about that big around. And it was just like dead weight though. It wasn't really like
No, they sink like logs. Anytime I've hooked into a carp, they kind of just like exhale everything and just sink or something. I don't know. They're heavy, but they're fun to catch too.
Oh yeah, they were. It was fun.
I tell you,
I think I'm lagging, but were you talking about Uncle Bill?
No. Oh, your Uncle Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he's the one that got me started in steelhead. The first time I ever went, it was freezing. And he's like, man, you have to. I'm like, man, I'm not kind like that wants to go out in the cold just to try to catch a fish.
Yeah, no.
And we went down to Painesville Dam, Rec Park, and they used to have a dam down there. And both sides of the bank was like totally full. And I'm like, okay, if we catch one, there's so many lines in here. He's like, just wait. So I threw my line in, it's coasting. All of a sudden my pole like bent in half. And I'm like, holy shit. And he started screaming, fish on. And it was so cool back then. Like everybody got along. And as soon as somebody say fish on, everybody would reel their lines in.
See, that's called mutual respect for fishermen. You
Right.
know, that's something that I like to see between all fishermen. But nowadays, I feel like that's a good
gone.
topic to talk about is fisherman etiquette. That's something that's being lost nowadays. In all honesty, you know,
Yep.
I remember even when I was, when I was in middle school fishing, and we used to go to public ponds and stuff like that.
Right.
People would space each other out. My dad would take me up to PA, and if there were more than and in PA, things are a little bit different than up here. Like even with hunting, they have more public land up in the mountains and stuff like that.
Right.
So there's more state-owned land, and they open it for fishing and hunting. And if you see more than 3 or 4 trucks in one area parked on the side of the road, you keep driving because there was more than enough people in there that were either hunting or fishing, and you didn't want to crowd it up. And nowadays, people really don't give a damn when it comes to fishing or hunting.
Right.
You know, they just stuff things full, and that's also how people start getting hurt too.
Exactly.
Anymore.
And that's why, like,
Just let me
I
know when
like.
we get to the salsa part.
I already talked about salsa.
Yeah, he already gave the recipe.
You the whole shebang. Done. Not the whole thing, but I mean, I forgot
Miss the
sugar and all.
salsa.
You know, you missed the subject. You know,
He didn't talk like a Mexican though.
He
no,
didn't talk-
because I'm Puerto Rican. God damn it.
But no, like
I love you.
Look,
that's why I like having waiters because you can get away from the people. You know what I mean? Like you can get away from the other fishermen that like want to like
That
plug
was
together.
that was another first experience for me too this year. I ain't never put on a pair of waders and walked in the water before.
Really,
Yeah,
we used to walk. This is no.
I'm telling you right now, it feels weird to actually be able to feel water sitting here and going whoosh 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 on your ribs, and you're not cold at all. But
Right.
God, does it feel weird?
The first time that I ever walked across the river, Grand River. All right, we were up off of Erie Street around that big curve, like went into Paynesville on 20,
Right.
where that bridge is. Well, we were fishing there, and he's like, "Come on, let's go to the other side." I'm like, "All right."
Sorry.
We're going to the other side, and we're literally up to almost the top of the waders. Okay,
That's when I'm out.
dude, I was scared
I'm done.
shitless. He's like, "Just follow me." He's like, "Don't slip. The rocks in the river, I don't care, are slippery, and you do slip."
Telling me don't slip, feel water on my nip, and I'm going home.
Like, if I would have slipped, there would have been no going home. They would have found me in the river. Or
Was it going that hard?
yeah, dude, it was going pretty good. And I'm like, never again until
Yeah.
the next time. And then I did it again, but it wasn't as high. This was just
Stomach.
insane.
Other than that, once I feel it
Even
going
the
past,
stomach is a lot of pressure, man. Oh, who's that? All right, so this is my son-in-law, not my brother-in-law. Just to let everybody know, thank you, Christian. Yeah,
Christian.
I know, Christian. And I'm not the one drinking pop tonight. And I'm like
Good old
slurring my
Pepsi.
words and
You
So,
know,
yes,
back to
Christian.
drinking water and pop and
so Christian. Let's pick a date. Bobby, if you're still here, buddy, are you still here, Bobby? Yes or no? But anyways, if you are, let us know. But Christian, let us know when a good date is for you. And I mean, we'll go out and we'll find some holes, man. It don't take a big one, and we'll find some and we'll get out there. Anyways, have a good night, guys. Oh, he's leaving us already.
He's good. He might have to work tomorrow. You have a
He'll
good night,
bring-
bud.
Yeah, have a good night, Christian. He'll bring the beer. So we'll just have to let him know when we're going.
What you doing?
We still got 3 people, but
Bring me a
only Christian was talking.
Thank
Brent was talking for a second.
He'll be in and out.
Bobby was on for a second.
Christian going to bed.
Yeah. I just stubbed my toe on the door on my way.
What you get for
Oh,
walking away?
God.
Walking away. Love you
But
guys.
yeah.
Have you went? We talked about a little bit of fishing. Oh, by the way, you mentioned something about the trout being hand stocked or whatever.
Yeah, up in the Allegheny.
They
They have a
here
lot of
too.
hatcheries.
They are here too.
Yeah, you were telling me that.
Because only 1% of the eggs actually
Make it.
make it, because the male. That's why we like, if we catch females, we keep them, and we get
Okay.
the eggs, and then either the same year or freeze them until next year, and use them. And it's it's one of the male steelhead's favorite
Right. Thing
eats. So, but anyway, so did you do any deer hunting this year, bud?
Me,
Yeah, you
I got to go out one time.
really
One
because of
time.
work.
Yeah, work. Yeah, but work between working the kids and the winter season for me when I do plowing and stuff like that is up in the air. Some nights I can think I'm gonna get called and I don't. And then some nights I do get called when I'm not expecting it. We end up working 12 to 24 hours. So
the last thing you want to do is
just
go
being
sit in the
tired.
tree stand.
And then on top of that, I have a lot of my equipment that I have to change. Hunting in Ohio, it can be cold and the weather can change at the snap of a dime. I mean, you can pay
Right.
attention to the weather all you want, but at the end of the day, it's only accurate so far.
Right.
And right now, most of my stuff I've had since I was a teenager, an early teenager. I'm talking 13, 14 years old. because I've been this big since I was 13, 14 years old. So I've just been between not staying warm and, I ain't 18 anymore. I can't sit out in the blizzard with the bare minimum and be perfectly fine and be like, it's all right. No, I don't like being cold no more.
You know, the best time to... All right, hold on 1 second. You can keep talking if you want about hunting. What's up, buddy?
Absolutely. I mean, the season's been a little bit slow, but I follow a bunch of different hunter pages and stuff like that. I've seen a lot of people actually get a lot of nice deer this year. The population is still increasing, so there's plenty of deer out there.
All right.
Hell, having time to hunt and being able to get out there is a blessing in itself. But
you want to meet my cousin, Brianna's cousin?
Sure.
All right, we're going to have a guest here in a minute. So we'll continue talking. He's a fisherman too. He wants to come up. He lives in West Virginia.
Oh, okay.
And he wants to come up to go steelhead fishing with us.
That would be a good time.
Yeah. So I'm going to real quick invite him in, and you'll get to. We can't connect you. What? Are you serious? Copy the clipboard. Dun, 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 dun. All right, everybody. Are you still there? I hope so, because it's going to get fun.
Jesus. If I keep stubbing my toe, I'm going to cut it off. I don't understand.
Where the hell is my... Sorry, everybody. Bear with us just for 1 second. Unprepared. Didn't think anybody was going to be calling in or wanting to join. And we have somebody that wants to.
You're effing it up. What's going on?
It's still... Come on. All right.
Well, while you're trying to figure that out, one of the guys that was commenting earlier, Christian, said something about bass fishing. That's one of the things. Besides, I feel like everybody grows up in the north and part of the south region and pretty much everywhere in America that isn't predominantly always freaking cold ends up catching bluegill, and panfish and stuff like that. But the big prize fish that you start catching when you start getting a little bit better at fishing is bass. And that's what I really like catching. And believe it or not, my mom taught me everything I know about fishing. And that was the biggest thing that she likes catching to this day, and that we like catching together is bass. Because I don't know if you've done a lot of bass fishing, but they hit so hard and they can be, especially largemouth. You catch into a big old pig of a fucking bass, and they're gigantic, and they have a pole like no other. They'll sink straight down like a shark. They really do. They say actually that they have one of the closest attack patterns to their prey to great white sharks.
Wow. Yeah, I've actually, and I went bass fishing, I think twice with that Billy guy that I was telling you about that taught me about steelhead. But I went with him a couple of times. I think I might have caught a small one. I can't remember. It was years ago. But like steelhead fishing,
yeah,
I've caught quite a bit of bass.
Yeah,
like honestly,
I bet they're very predatory fish. Hell, I've seen them push catfish out of the way to try to catch something, and actually get wounded because of it. Because this is the funny thing. When I was, probably 14 years old, I was fishing in my family's pond, and I didn't even know there was catfish in there until a couple weeks prior. But I was out fishing with my cousin, and we were catching bass left and right, small ones. And all of a sudden, I got like just a hell of a tug on my line, but I was able to see through the water. Two fish went after it at the same time.
Right.
Well, what ended up hitting it first and getting it after all was a bass. It was a smallmouth. And I looked at it, and it had a big old gash in the rib cage of it. Well, I cast it out again in the same area, and I start doing the same thing that I was doing, and I feel a hard rip, and I reel in this tiny little flathead out of the pond, and
Mute your mic for a minute, Josh.
his fin sharp as a razor, and I was figuring that I guaranteed that this was the same fish that was going after my lure before,
Right.
and he ended up slicing that bass with his fin because those side fins are sharp as a razor, man.
Right.
That's why I love catching them. Okay, so I've accidentally slipped up a few times.
Hey, Josh, this is Brianna, my daughter's fiance, my
I'm-
future son.
What's up, dude?
Josh,
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, buddy. I've known them fellers for a long time, dude.
Hey, hold on. I'm going to put you on so he can hear you too, because right now I'm the only one that can hear you. Say something.
Say something. Say something. Say something. That song by Chris Stapleton.
There we go.
There you go. Now he can hear you too. Because
There it is.
I had to go through my headphones. Can you still hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you, dude.
What's that?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
You got too much background noise going on. Turn something off.
What about now?
There we go. It's a little bit better. But anyways, hey, Josh, we are talking about steelhead fishing, bass fishing, and fishing.
Yeah, fishing in general is fun. You guys been catching any big steelheads up there or what?
What?
He's asked if any big steelhead we've caught any. I mean,
Well, the one that I showed you the picture of, and he's the one that went with me, and he actually got into two, but his drag was messed up and didn't get him pulled in. So, yeah,
Nice.
I got that one the same day that we went.
I've seen a couple people reel in a few nice ones though.
Well, they're way at the tailwater now, huh?
No, like, they're right in the creek, dude. Like, we can go to the same place where we caught that one, man.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Is it frozen right now? Like you can still get in the creeks or what?
You're breaking up, bud.
It does this every time, Bob, because I don't have a damn setup for it.
No, I know. It's just you never break up like you are tonight. Like, you keep, like, going in and out.
Can you hear me
Like,
now?
audio-wise.
What about now?
Now I can hear you.
There it is. You gotta hold it a little closer, I guess.
But yeah, like, you need to come up here and go with us, buddy.
Oh no, I'd love to. Honestly, come up, drink some beers, hang out, have a good time. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Heck yeah, definitely, man. You need to. It'd be a good time. We already got it. Would be me, Seth, this guy named Christian, myself. You get your ass up here. We're going to have a man's night or a man's day. We're going to go do some fishing. What's that?
That would be a good time.
Yeah, Greg, Bobby, and my son, and everybody, and maybe Jace and Rye.
Maybe not Jason. he still ain't a fan of the cold yet.
Right.
Oh, come on.
Bundle him up extra.
You guys live right on the air.
We'll mummify him.
He can hang out with Rye because Rye, you see how Rye is.
All right.
Hey, what was the kid's name on the What was the kid's name on the Christmas show? On the Christmas story? What was his name? The little dude that like walked
You're still
around.
breaking up, Josh. You have a bad connection tonight.
Hold on. I'll come back. Hold on.
All right. But yeah, that's my cousin. Me and him like grew up together, like in West Virginia, and like he's a good dude.
Gotcha.
But yeah, every time I tell him I'm live, he wants to come on and shoot the shit. He came out with Brianna and I before, but yeah, just let everybody know the topic's open. If you guys want to talk about something, let us know. And we've been talking about doing fishing and a little bit of hunting. And we're going to go catch Wiley the coyote here soon.
I'm going to get that damn thing. There's a coyote that's been running around in my backyard, and I got a small dog. He's about the same size as the coyote, but he's a big old wuss, and I don't really want to take no chances. He's up to date on his shots, but I still don't want to take no chances. That and the thing looks awful mangy.
Yeah, it does.
It did not look very well.
No. And they're all skinny, though, aren't they?
No.
Because that one was like...
No, not the ones on my family's farm. They all look like half wolves, bro. They're huge and full, kind of intimidating.
Right.
My dad killed one about 4 or 5 years ago, and it stood about the same height as a German Shepherd. In fact, it looked like it kind of crossbred with somebody's like dog.
Right.
It kind of looked like it had Shepherd in it, but no, it was running with 2 other pure brown coyotes.
Wow. Well, we had him for a second, and then we lost him.
Ghost man.
Dun, dun, dun.
I can hear activity. Yeah.
Hey, we hear the audio, but we don't see you, Josh. We're going to have to get you a setup, boy. So you can come on and look professional. Yeah, we lost him. But, yeah, so anyways, we kind of got on tonight with no topic. Just to get on, show him how it's done, and hopefully he'll like it and want to do it more often. Because I definitely, me and my daughter, we were talking about doing a murder mystery one. And Christian is actually going to be part of that one. Supposedly helping us like get everything like together, and he could draw and stuff, so maybe make our logo and stuff for it. But
Right.
So yeah, and maybe we could do one like kind of like a sportsman one. I don't want to do a sports one.
Right. Not everybody's really a big like a giant sports talk, and even myself growing up and playing sports, I can't really sit there and talk about sports all day. I'm a type of person that can talk about, I mean, I can get into serious subjects, nothing really political, because I've never really followed politics in my life. I don't like talking about it because I've realized in my entire life watching it, especially with my family, politics makes people uncomfortable and irritable. So I normally don't do that, but like life and death, what belief systems and different, in-depth things like that.
Right.
I'm more out there, and
there you are.
Other than that, I'm just a guy that likes to stay in the damn woods and
right. Yeah. So maybe
not do much.
Maybe one night, like a Monday, it'll be me and my daughter and I doing the... Can you hear us, Josh? I seen you took your headphones off.
He's still a little glitchy. Oh.
Can you hear us? Knock, knock, knocking on. Say something. You're muted.
There he goes. I think he's just hitting some buttons.
You keep unmute. Yeah, we can't hear you. Let's sit still. I'll make you think that we froze. But anyway, so yeah. I mean, if you're willing and able and want to, we could do a weekly show, and we'll just talk about like sportsman things, not sports, unless there's a game or something we want to talk about. But other than that, like fishing, hunting.
We'll talk about, what we should, and now we were talking about, fishermen and etiquette and stuff like that.
Right.
Like that's a good topic to pick up on. And I mean, we could pick up on that right now if you'd like.
Yeah, we can actually. Let me figure out. Hello.
So,
Hello.
first rule: if you literally stand
Hello.
15 feet next to the guy that you're fishing next to, you are officially a nut sack.
Right.
100% a
And-
nut sack. Move. Go at least a good 30 feet, and I don't care if the current's going one way. Cast in the other direction.
And if you if it's busy when you get there, just like
Get to walking.
well, not only that, but just have a little bit of respect. If somebody says fish on, and I can understand if it's your first time, maybe and not really knowing, but now you know if you're watching this or you're going to watch it at a later date. But if somebody says fish on, or you can see somebody has a fish on, roll in your line. Because if not, it's going to get tangled and I'm going to lose my fish and I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Because
If I cause myself to lose my fish, I can say, a few swear words and be mad and then be over with. But if somebody else causes me to lose my fish, I'm going to go smack them. But not really.
So, yeah, the best thing to do is, if there's a lot of space, then give somebody room. But
Right.
if there's, a smaller space, I can understand. But at the same time, just the respect thing, you get your line the hell out of the way somebody catches something, because it's a fight. Those fish, you don't know where those fish are going, and chances are it's going to be from the left to the right as far as they can go. And so if you got somebody right next to you, obviously it's going to get tangled.
Right.
And so just definitely take your line out, let them catch their fish, and then just start right back at it. You're only going to lose maybe 5 minutes of your time. I mean,
right.
And that would be that 5 minutes that you're not fishing would be better than 5 minutes of getting your ass beat from somebody that gets mad because they tangled your line and they lost their fish. So,
right. I was thinking about it too. So for dock fishermen, because I understand people that go out on a boat spend quite a bit of money on their bait.
right.
But people that go out on the dock that have worms and stuff like that. I see a lot of kids go out fishing and stuff, and it makes me happy seeing kids go out in the outdoors and actually engaging outside instead of sitting inside and dicking around playing video games. And absolutely. So normally when I leave somewhere that I'm fishing and I see a bunch of kids fishing, I don't know if other people do this. I normally give them the bait that I have left, the worms and stuff like that, because I'm not going to use it. I'm gonna go buy more worms. I have a job. I'll go get more. So, but I feel like we should encourage kids more to fish too, and that way, here you go, because I guarantee them kids are gonna run out of bait in 5 minutes, and that's gonna be that. So here you go. Take some of this and have some fun. I feel like that's a cool thing to do, because it also helps it gets kids motivated too. They're awesome.
Right.
Yeah, and
definitely.
And then also, if somebody asks you, how's things going, or have you caught anything, definitely be honest with them. If you're catching fish, be yeah, it's awesome. Don't be one of them dickheads that'll be no, nothing. Not at all.
And
right, and then when you're pulling away, you see this dude.
Yeah. And I usually do mostly if I'm leaving and somebody's coming in, I'll be like, man, go in that spot right there where I was just at. I caught 2 or at least had bites or whatever. And because we're all out there to do the same thing and have fun. You know what I mean? If I didn't catch it, let somebody else catch it. So, but yeah, definitely.
Hell, I'd say with fishing experiences too. That year that we all went catfishing, and we went on our fishing trip. I've never really I fished docks and I fished the lake, but I've never fished on a public dock and stuff. And I never realized when you actually have a good fish and you're fighting for a minute, that you'll turn around and you have a fucking crowd of people standing there, bro. That was the first time I had that. It was pretty funny because I had 20 people standing around me, and because we had a whole stringer full. We had at least like 8 catfish on there.
Well, we all caught one.
Right. And they were all fat hogs. They were big ones.
We had dinner
That was
night.
a good day. That's for sure.
Remember
That was a good day.
Yes, it was. We went down to Fairport Pier or whatever they call that.
Fairport
right
Harbor.
And yeah, we had a real good time. Matter of fact, we need to do more of that shit during the summer times, man. Like, that was just a plain old relaxing good time.
Right.
You know, the kids were out there. My mom was out there with us. That was the last time, you know, she really did anything like that.
That was a good day too, because it was nice and warm. That woman still wore a hoodie.
Yeah.
Bless her heart. She still was wearing a black one at that. A dark black hoodie, just sitting out there. And at one point in time, she looked up at me and she said, "I'm actually kind of cold."
That's because she was so
You
hot.
gotta be shitting me. There's no way.
Yeah, that was a good time though. That was really a good time. But I was just going to say something about that when you mentioned it, and I cannot.
Hell, I think one of my favorite times of catfishing ever, and honest to God, my buddy Mark Briscoe, we we did a little adult shit the night before. Got real messed up, and we're texting each other because neither of us could fall asleep, and we're like, "Hey, you want to go fishing?" And for a good 13 and a half hours, we went to this park in Madison, and there was a public park that you could fish in, but it had maybe, I'm telling you, this fishing hole, this pond was maybe 100-foot wide, and most of it was cattail.
Right.
And you had like 20 feet by 30 feet in one area to fish, and then you had another 40 foot in one area to fish.
Right.
And we were catching catfish all day for 13 and a half hours. We actually had to stop once we sobered up and went to the McDonald's down the road and picked up McChickens, and we ran out of bait and ended up using the McChickens we didn't eat and catching more catfish off McChickens.
You know, we went up to that one on River Road how many times, and
that's the one we went to down there in that little tiny pond hole in the wall, man.
I never caught a fish out of there.
I'm telling you what, because they stocked it full of catfish and bass and stuff like that, and they put the word out there, and some assholes went there and fished it all out and kept them and left. The only thing that I've done out there was take a goddamn snapping turtle out there because it kept eating on my fucking hot dogs. You want to fine me for it? Fine. Fuck. I did you a favor.
But yeah, I never went. But speaking of, that's what I was going to tell you. Speaking of fishing edit, yeah, that word. That guy.
Etiquette.
Yeah, when I caught that steelhead down
I'm the dumbass here. Come on.
When I caught that steelhead, the older guy that was down there, like, he was cool because he quit fishing.
Right.
Grabbed his net, came over, helped me at it. Like, that right there.
That's awesome. Respect. Yeah, for sure.
It was pretty cool. Never met this guy. Well, we met him that day.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? We met him that day and we were talking and stuff. But, like, I caught this fish and I was reeling this thing in for a minute. And the guy just stopped fishing, brought over his net, and
casually walked over too. Yeah. Like he's been doing that for his whole life,
Yeah. So, and you have to be really careful though when you net them, because one little
will bump that little tiny hook right out of their giant mouth.
Yep, and it's gone. So, but yeah,
I got to get more hunting friends. I got to get more people to get. This is the thing though, is I tell everybody, because everyone's like, take me hunting, and I'm like, yeah, I will. Get your stuff. Well, what do I need to get? And I start giving them the list. Right. Well, not even a gun, a bow, and then I start giving them the list of recommended clothes and all that, and then the licensing and all that. And next thing I know, I don't hear about no more hunting. It's like, oh, that's a lot of work, because it is a lot of work, because you're going out there in the woods, sometimes public land, with a weapon, This is how people get hurt all the time because people want to go out there gung ho and start shooting animals and stuff to get meat and whatnot. And no,
The meat is you.
right. But hell, I need to get more people to actually go through with the process, the whole hunter safety course, and then actually taking your time to research the stuff that you want, because every human body is different.
It's different.
I'm a hot body. I can wear a minimal and be
Right.
okay. Whereas somebody like you that's thinner could need to have so much packing that you look like that kid from the Christmas Story. I can't move my arms. Like,
Actually, like I used to go deer hunting, geese hunting, duck hunting all the time with my dad, my real dad. We'd spend like all the time out in the woods, and I love it. And
It's-
the last time me and him got to go, the two things happened. Well, the one was duck hunting, the one was deer hunting.
right.
And the deer hunting, we went out and we were like, it wasn't daylight yet. We slept all night at the campground, or like where we were going hunting. And we were walking back through the trail and it was dark. We had flashlights. And all of a sudden we heard like coming behind us, right? Dude, I was probably like 6th grade, 7th grade. I turn around, man, and there's this deer
I
just
got
like,
a friend.
what the hell is that?
I don't know, a little red and black bug. It wasn't bugging me now.
But anyway, so all of a sudden, dude, I turned around and
Go
this
on.
thing, this buck is just like charging at us, man. And it seemed like it got a foot in front of us and it's like stopped, did a 90 and fucking jumped over the bushes and took off. I was never so scared in my life, man. Because that thing looked like it was just going to like not stop and just get us, like plow us over.
I've been pinned up against a tree by a buck. It's a scary time, dude.
Yeah, and then
It's not fun.
right, and then
Between being pinned up against a tree by a buck and then being pinned up against the side of a barn by a horse, I'll take the buck over the horse any damn day.
Right, but then we went duck hunting, and my dad's a big dude. My dad was 6 foot something, probably 250, 300 pounds, like, but not fat, like
Right,
just
stocky guy.
was stocky. And he had a 10 gauge double barrel, nickel plated, beautiful gun. And we're sitting on this log, right? And we're waiting for the sun to come up. All of a sudden we hear whack, 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 flying, right? All of a sudden I see my dad, and mind you, we didn't have enough time to like actually stand up. So we're sitting on this log. I'm sitting next to him. I see his gun go up in the air, and I hear boom, boom. And that's the last I seen. I looked over and my dad, I'm like, where the heck's my dad at? Here, he wasn't prepared. And the gun, like, literally, like, knocked him on his back. Like, knocked him off the log onto his back.
I'll get certain calibers will knock you on your ass if you ain't got your good footing.
Like, it was just, I don't know if he just wasn't prepared. I don't know. I don't know if it was the first time he ever been shooting his gun and he didn't, know what to expect. All I know is he ended up on his back when he did it. We sat there probably a good half hour just laughing.
Your ass off.
Yeah, because my dad's a
absolutely.
big boy,
Right.
man.
My grandpa, my dad did that to me with a 12 gauge with a slug shot my first time shooting before I was getting prepared to go on my
Right.
first hunt. And they sat me on a hunting seat. It's a little padded seat and a rock, and they put that on top of a rock that was covered in snow.
Right.
And I shit you not, I shot that gun. I hit the bullseye, but I slid back. Gun still, good 12 years old, slid at least 10 foot back in the snow. I haven't seen my great grandfather hit the ground rolling, laughing so hard ever since. He laughed so hard. My old man was laughing too.
My gun that I always use, my dad got me a 410.
See, they let me use that afterwards. They knew what the fuck they were doing. They knew what was gonna happen. They were like, "Watch this."
Oh
Watch this little fat kid fly backwards with it.
It's like the cartoon. That's awesome, though.
But that's one of them things that hunting and fishing, especially between friends and family, create those memories that you'll never forget.
Exactly.
You will absolutely, when you share something like that with somebody that you care about, whether it's a friend, a family, a spouse, whatever the hell it may be, you share something like that, and it's a bond and a memory that you'll never forget.
Right, and that's like, honestly, I was talking to my buddy at work, Jason. He's a customer that comes in. He wants to go with us steelhead fishing, but anyway, so I was talking to him. I'm like, it was really cool. He's like, what? I'm like, I got to take my future son-in-law for the first time steelhead fishing, and I'm
Right.
like, he actually he didn't land him, but he got to feel how it feels,
Right.
you know. And I'm like, that was like an awesome time for me. I'm like, as
Right.
stupid as it sounds, something small like that,
Oh yeah.
it was like bonding, like even when I take my kids, it's the same thing. Like, when you're out there by yourselves, you guys are having fun, it's relaxing, it's bonding, and you don't get that very often, like being at home, or you could be in the same house and not see each other. Out there, it's fun.
Most of the time, I prefer not to see the kids in the same house. Outside is fine.
But yeah, so definitely, man, if you guys are watching right now, or if you watch later, all the guys, we're going to make it just guys, right?
Yeah.
All right. So all the guys out there that like to go fishing, want to learn to go fishing, I'm not really I'm not saying I'm a professional fisherman when it comes to steelhead, but I know enough to be able to catch some fish. I know enough spots to be able to definitely get some fish.
I'll catch more fish than you do.
But no, seriously, if you guys want to have a good time and all plan on a guy's day out, to go do some steelhead fishing, because we're good. Since it's going to be a late thaw.
Yeah, I'm telling you, we're gonna have snow till March.
Right. So we got until March, even
Buckle
probably
up.
April.
Hate me for saying it. We're gonna have snow till March. I get paid good for the snow. We're gonna have snow till March.
But so yeah, we'll probably have March, April, maybe even into May. We still might be able to
Then I don't want snow till then.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying they'll still be upstream as long as that water's cold.
The water will be good. Yeah.
So let's plan something even a couple times, once every couple weeks or something, and have guys' days out and go fishing. Just get everybody together. Maybe I'll chip in on the maggots. I'll make some jigs for everybody.
That'll do. You still have a pack of hooks in my car.
Yeah, because I can make all those. That's 10 right there.
I found those fuckers the hard way the other day. Whoops, but
I told you.
It hurt. Yeah, I forgot. Shit. I forget what I had for breakfast the other day.
Right. But yeah, so I'll make jigs for everybody. Maybe I'll chip in, get a bunch of maggots, and we'll go out and we'll have some good times.
Yeah, I'm down to grab some maggots, some beer, and
yeah,
I'll be good to go. As long as we got beer and maggots, we'll be all right.
Beer and maggots.
We're good.
And jigs.
Good. And jigs, yeah.
I mean, you can have all the maggots you want.
And probably some bobbers.
Oh,
we should probably. Everybody's gonna. That'll be a requirement. Everybody has to bring at least 10 bobbers because those things go.
They break out of the clear blue sky.
No, mine break. The ones that I bought for 75 or 48 cents, whatever the hell, they were definitely worth a couple of cents. 2 casts, cha-ching, money. Yes.
I casted mine. I thought my whole line broke. It was just the bobber broke off and landed on the other bank.
Got that back a couple weeks later, though, after I got my overalls. And that giant lure, man. That big old spoon, man. That thing was that big. Somebody's got, what, pike or something like that? Musky pike?
Probably the pike.
Lord.
But you did catch pike on Junior
I
Maggots.
can't believe that something that fucking big is just sitting in that small water.
Yep.
You never, and I ain't never seen one just floating on by, because I'm not a fan of open water. I definitely shit my pants if I just seen this big old arrow-headed teeth thing just floating on by.
But yeah, definitely let's plan on this. And we're gonna call it a night here in a second anyways. We've been on it for like an hour.
Has it been an hour already?
Oh yeah, it's been a while.
Life.
So yeah, I'm just kind of wrapping it up now. But anyways,
I'll
everybody, if it's all right with Seth,
Later.
we'll do this once a week.
Wouldn't mind.
My
if you
daughter
popped
and I
that
were
one.
going to do Mondays, so maybe me and him could get on Fridays.
Definitely wouldn't mind.
And
if you popped that one.
do shows on Monday
Oh,
and
bring it
Fridays. Monday's going to be the murder mystery, and then Friday, I mean,
The bullshit hour.
the bullshit hour here on the Firehouse Show. And just real quick, I always do this just because it's going live on my radio Facebook. Don't forget, Mondays and Fridays, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Military Broadcast Radio app or mbradio.us. 89.1 FM in Parker, Colorado, and live 365 and tune in. And that's Mondays and Fridays, 8 to 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Tuesdays and Thursdays.
That's a mouthful.
And Tuesdays and Thursdays from noon to 3 p.m. Eastern Time is the Best of Show with DJ Bobby B, and we play the top 40 hits from yesteryear to this year. So that is Tuesdays and Thursdays on MXTRFM. Do a search for that and find out where you can listen to us. But that is Tuesdays and Thursdays from noon to 3 p.m. On MXTRFM. And then Mondays and Fridays on MBR. So things are going good. And now Mondays is going to be Breezy Bree, my daughter and I. And Fridays it'll be my son-in-law, not my bro-in-law, every Friday. So unless something comes up, but I always post these. Tonight was just kind of a, hey, do you want to get on? Yeah, let's do it. So, but usually I'll post in advance that we're getting on and what we're going to be talking about. So feel free to leave comments. Let us know what you want the topics to be about. I kind of want to keep it like sportsman-like, or just the chit-chat hour. I don't give a crap.
Anything. Pick it.
Right. You pick it, we talk. Also, you could leave a text message or a voicemail on the studio line at 440-290-9860. That's 440-290-9860. And if I don't get to it tonight, when we get off here, I'll catch it tomorrow. And you can always leave your comments during the week or whatnot. And that way next week I know what we're going to be talking about.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But until then, thanks, Seth, for coming on finally.
No problem. We'll leave them with, like I said, don't be a nutsack. 30 feet. Don't be fishing too close to people.
Exactly. Until then, until Friday,
Yeah, have a
with
good
Seth and
night.
I, have a great night.